Hey guys, it's Go here from Amen14, and I'm here with you guys today with another progress video. And so the first thing that I would like to show you is I would like to update you guys on our Brawl week. So we were able to finish the third fight of the week, and we went 3-0 on our lanes. And that was great, right? It allowed us to hold rank 1 for Season 2. And me and my family are really happy about this. We barely made it, which, is kind of pretty telling on how the family brawl points work and such like that. EGC is a very strong family, so it's definitely no shade towards them. But we actually beat rank 2 the first week of the season, and they were able to almost sweep the rank 1 from us regardless. So we were undefeated, 12-0. We went all 4 weeks with 3 wins. We did not lose all of Season 2. And we were probably the only family that beat EGC. Like I said, they're very strong. And regardless of that, just based on the point system and team RNG, they were able to cut it, I think, way too close for comfort on getting rank 1. I think there's a 170 point difference there only, which is minuscule if you think of our overall points for the season, right? So I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. But, regardless of that, we are happy that we got first place. In general, I hope that they overhaul or rework the point system eventually, because, if you're 12-0 and rank 2 is 11-1 and you beat that family, I don't think that there should be any chance of them being able to take rank 1, right? I don't think anybody else would really disagree with that, but if you have any opinions or ideas or suggestions about the family brawl point system and how it works, feel free to share it in the comments or in my Discord server. But we were able to pull it off anyway. We secured rank 1 for the week, and we are extremely happy about that. I'm very proud of my family and the people who are still sticking around to play and stay competitive and kind of participate and engage with the game at the level that's needed to accomplish something like this. We have a very big population problem on my server, as I'm sure a lot of you guys watching also have. And all I can say about that is I really hope that they bring server merges and transfers soon, because it's becoming a pretty big problem. I know there's a lot of players that are in a worse situation than we are, and I think we're in a pretty bad spot, right? And other top families that are extremely coordinated, very invested into the game, and just overall, they enjoy the game. They are kind of just being left to dry out on these dead servers, right? And I'm hoping that there is a solution sometime soon, because, it's been, I think, a month since I last expressed that server merges or server transfers are a necessity for the state of the game at this point. And nothing has really been changed, right? And I see that as very unfortunate, right? It's kind of just letting people out to dry, so to speak, and it's forcing my family in particular and others to try to make clay sculptures with no water, right? And it's not an easy thing to do. People are definitely suffering in cross-server content just because of server population alone, and that seems unfortunate. I think that could be fixed very simply. The game could be profoundly changed for the better if we would just get server transfers and server merges. But I'll leave it there for now. Congrats to EGC and Rebirth for getting 2nd and 3rd, and I'm sure that we will see some of these families very soon next season. And I'm excited to see who we fight. And we ended Season 2 with a 91.7% win rate for our family brawl. And like I said, I'm very proud of my family. And if any of you guys are watching, you guys are serious troopers for hanging on to the game and sticking with the family and choosing to compete despite the circumstances. And if there's any other families out there watching this right now and you're in the same situation, just hang on, maybe and hopefully they will fix this issue that we are going through soon. I really hope they do. So let's get on to the progress of my character. So the first thing is that I really didn't try very hard on the spinner here. I ran a little bit just to test the limited. I got soul crystals and empowerment gear, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate. And I decided, what, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and just be patient and wait for the next fortune cat, and hopefully the next spinner will also have things that are a little bit more appealing. For the low to mid-range spender, I think focusing your spending on the fortune cat is the best option in my opinion. So I'll go ahead and throw that in there real quick, right? If you don't have a lot of money to spend on the game, but you'd like to gradually kind of keep up with some, we'll say, gracious amount of spending, right? Make sure that you are prioritizing your money that you're putting in the game. Try to sum it all up into the fortune cat so you can utilize the money multiplier function, right? You will get additional white gems for what you put in, and so you will get more bang for your buck. But we didn't get lucky on this spinner, unfortunately. But we are doing quite good on the fondness ranking here. I married a whale on my server, and thank you to him if he's watching. I really appreciate it. We did a little bromance thing I'll show you here in a minute. And also other people on my server, are definitely indirectly helping me out with this. And so the next progress video, I will hopefully be able to show you what I can do with the rush tokens that I will likely get from this. And this is pretty cool. I've never received 10 rush tokens from any leaderboards or rush events, like I've expressed in the past. I don't spend too much money for personal reasons. I have other experiences on other gacha games, and then also I prefer my YouTube content to be a little bit more relatable, so to speak. And if I'm spending a whole bunch of money and paying to win at like a really high degree, then it makes me a little bit more, out of touch, right? You know how the saying goes that, it's lonely at the top, right? And if I'm all the way, way up there, and I spend money to dust everybody, well, then I'm kind of in a class of my own, and maybe my information won't be as helpful to you guys. So I have numerous personal reasons and incentives for why I don't massively spend. But for this one, we're going to get 10 rush tokens. We really can't complain. It's going to go somewhere towards my future progress video. I think we will go ahead and push for the Cloud Drifter mount here. And then we will be able to finish up eventually with the Pyre Breaker. And then we can stack whichever mount that we see fit, right? But that is in terms of the new spinner event that came out. We didn't get anything new. We are still using, or we still have only the Pepe launcher artifact. And I'm not even using it now, right? Because it doesn't proc counters. It seems to be really good for Archer. And it perhaps has a niche use for the mage if you don't have Scythe in particular. But for Warrior, it doesn't counter. And so it's pretty much just extra time in the fight that will give your enemy, more time for their skills to come off cooldown. And it's just not really ideal, I think, for Warrior, and I'm sure others will agree with that. My stats overall, the only thing that has changed since my last progress video is I dropped a little bit of Counter-Strike. I went from 83% to almost 77%. And that's because I got this weapon here with 7% crit rate. And I debated on it for a while. I tested it out. I kept equipping both of them before I would sell one. And just to see which one was a little bit more functional. And to me, having that extra 7% crit while using Worldly Snare and pushing me near 60% crit rate here, that seemed to be better than fighting over, am I going to be 76% Counter-Strike or 83%? I'm a little bit under what I would consider to be the Goldilocks zone, but it seemed to perform better to go with the crit. So the main changes in my build are just that. We went up 7% crit, and we lost around 6% counter. Seems to be going quite well with the crit damage bonus. My prayer statue has stayed the same. I keep telling people on my Discord server this. I would not try to utilize too much crit damage bonus unless you have particularly high crit, right? You want to have, I would say, 40% or higher at least crit rate before you start focusing on your crit damage on your statue at all. And maybe after I test some other things and with some time, I'll decide that, maybe crit damage isn't even worth pushing on the statue. Maybe it's better to go 4 counter and 1 HP, or maybe even 5 counter. But that's where we are at on our statue right now for our warrior. We are 1 crystal away now, so it should be the next progress video that I will reach awakening, and I will have a guide video up shortly after that. I am going to switch my class, and I will make a guide video based on what's best to do as a warrior whenever you reach awakening, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. And what else do we have here? So our cross-server PvP. Now, the promotion freeze is finally over. It took forever. It was like a month, I think, that the cross-server PvP promotions were frozen. And so we will get Diamond Rank coming here very shortly. And I will be able to provide to you some content coming from Diamond cross-server PvP here very shortly. I imagine it's going to be SeaWorld. We're going to have to do some gap fights. It should be pretty interesting. Some things that I have to share with you from that. And cross-server showdown for the weekend is going pretty good. So with 3 towers, we are at almost 2.4 million score. And it's looking pretty good for us. I think there's a good chance that we'll win. We'll see if they decide to team up on us or what exactly happens with that. We have our typical strategies that we like to use. I think that we are going to be okay. But that doesn't mean that, we're going to get complacent and we're just going to be so sure of ourselves, that we don't even try. That's not a thing that me and my family are really about. So we'll do our best. These families are all pretty good. These servers and their top families are all pretty good, rather. And we'll see how it goes. And finally, I would like to showcase my marriage here. We did do the 15,000 diamond, $15 and $99 marriages. So this contract of love costume comes from, I'm pretty sure, the $99 marriages. And so does the face mask that I'm using here. So, we got some different drip, right? And I think it looks pretty cool. I'm still keeping my halo on because I'm stubborn. It really doesn't fit so good with the outfit. But, you can hate on me if you want. That's fine. Just let me know in the comments. As far as I know, I'm keeping the halo for until there's just something better, right? And in my opinion, there just really isn't. So overall, guys, we got Rank 1 Family Season 2, and I think that's really the biggest thing that has happened for me the last week. It was a lot of planning. It was very difficult, and I want to shout out to Radiance and Unity and EGC and Rebirth and Pantheon and also Hive. So Hive is a family that beat us before, and they managed to climb from rank 560. So they had a really tough first week, and they went all the way from 560 to rank 6 by the end of the season, which is just insane, right? We climbed from 196 to rank 1, and they climbed a serious mountain to get where they're at. They didn't give up at any point. And as for the other families too, you guys did a great job. Some of you were very difficult to fight. If we fought you this week, if we fought you first week, you might have already seen the video. It was pretty difficult, right? It was just a rough season overall. But yeah, guys, that is, I believe, all that I have for you right now. I will go ahead and just jump through a couple of these things while I'm finishing talking with you. If there is anything else that you'd like to see about my character, feel free to let me know in the comments or join my Discord server, and I will be happy to provide it to you at any time. Things are always changing, and I get to the progress videos whenever I can, guys. So yeah, big round of applause for the other families and my family included, how well we did in Family Brawl. And this is all that I have for you today, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.